Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. Another weekend getting ready for the public. Jackie's putting out her display, her cuddly toys that everyone seems to love. I say another weekend getting ready for the public, but yesterday we were shut and the grounds were shut because there was a wedding on site, and Joe and I sort of started late and finished late because we flew birds at the wedding, that sort of in-between moment, which is always a sort of thing we've done quite regularly on site and off site. It makes a great sort of interesting part to your wedding. Hold on, there's the lads working very hard, getting ready as well, very hard. It's great for a nice wedding because you've got that sort of lull where people are having drinks and canapes before they go in for the evening bit after the ceremony. The photographer usually does his photos at that point, and we put on sort of an interactive wedding display and the bride and groom get involved, and it's quite an unusual but really interesting thing, and the guests were all enthralled and it was lovely. The weather was perfect because it was cooled off a bit but still sunny, so they were in their finest and they weren't all sweaty at 30-degree heat. It was just right, really. So the birds that we're not flying today have all been fed. The lads are cleaning out all the mews and aviaries, although of course I did my deep clean yesterday instead of Friday, had a bit more time. Wurzel's got his hood on there because the birds around him were being fed, so obviously we don't want to stress him out watching them eat their dinner when he's not getting any until he flies a bit later on. He's getting his food later, so his hood's coming off in a second. And there's Kyle's little bird there. That's a little weird hybrid, American kestrel cross Peregrine falcon. Lovely news for me. Some years ago I lent two different breeders a male peregrine falcon each. Well, I didn't lend them it, they were on a breeding deal, so basically I had two cracking peregrine falcons, males, and they were mature. They've been doing displays for me and they were ready to breed, really, both from really good lines. What's the word? They kind of went out on a breeding deal, and the deal with one was I get the first female that the couple produce, and then the male is that guy's forever to breed more and more as he wants. And the other one, the deal was, and by the way, the first one, not heard of Dicky Bird. The second one, the deal was I get the first male from the pair and the second female, then that's the deal done, and he can keep the male as part of his breeding team. The second guy, really good, failed on the first year. Second year, which was coronavirus, he offered me a male, and I actually said to him, just sell it, because last year was a nightmare. We didn't really have time, money, enthusiasm to be training up a new falcon, and this year he's come up trumps and he's got me a female in this year's clutch, so we're going to go to Wales and collect that tomorrow, Jackie and I. Again, this is crazy. Now I'm running a falcon centre, I have no time to fly birds properly at the moment. It's ridiculous at this time of year. So Kyle's going to train that bird up, and then when he takes over flying my golden eagle in the winter, we'll probably swap and I'll carry on the work with a peregrine falcon. Gorgeous common toad. I love it. Just started digging a pond in the new garden. Nowhere near finished. Oh, be quiet, Elsie. It turns out we've got amphibians here already. So, regarding that peregrine, Jack and I are on the road to Wales now to see Darren, the breeder. We've got about 60 miles left of a 175-mile trip each way. The roads have been pretty good. Doing it all in one day, but we do kind of feel that we should be going on holiday for a few days down here. It's a lovely countryside. One thing I don't like is picking up new birds away from their parents. This time it left his parents, but it's always a little bit stressful for them. So we've got to catch the bird, we've got to hood her up, and then she'll be chilled out. But every time that hood comes off, she's going to be like a fireball and wonder what the heck's going on in her life. Doesn't last long, and within a couple of weeks she'll probably be flying free. But I've always disliked that, sort of those first couple of days when the bird's very scared of you. You know, you can't reassure it, you can't tell it everything's going to be okay, you're not going to eat it, you're not a big predator that's got hold of it. But fortunately, they're intelligent enough that soon passes, they work out that you're just a good, positive thing. Peregrines, who was from a really good game hawk stock, really, really dark male, went off to meet Darren's female and become girlfriend and boyfriend, as you might say. So 60 odd miles, we'll report back on the way home and hopefully get a glimpse of that bird when we get back to base. Enjoy the rest of the vlog. Just a few miles from Darren's house now. Thought we'd pull over and stretch our legs. Oh, been through all kinds of terrain. My goodness, we've got some idiot in an office had detoured a really narrow Welsh lane down a single track Welsh lane with grass growing in the middle. It was that narrow and unused, and they'd made it a detour for roadworks. So suffice to say, I think the side of the van's probably scratched to death because it got a bottleneck with people in both directions, so nobody could reverse back. And in the end, all the cars, the vans and lorries had to just crush their way through the roadside hedgerows. But look at this. Look at that. The Welsh hills there. Busy road in between. And look at this lovely bit of roadside sort of motorway island verge. Full of knapweeds, full of hardheads. Brilliant for insect life. Anyway, I need a wee. And we're going to go and meet this lovely female peregrine. What a lovely, lovely journey. Might be a 350-mile round trip. I think we've looked at it as a day out, really, in some beautiful Welsh countryside. So we're still up here, walking back to the van. But I say, look at this. So this is obviously, I would say, relatively new embankment, full of knapweeds and wildflowers. And it's great to see, although it's gone over. We've even got orchids growing here, so sadly gone over, no flowers really left. What a lovely wildflower meadow in the middle of really quite a busy roadside area. Not a bad view from... So several hours later of brilliant hospitality from Darren, and especially, I guess, Rob's palace and his wife's palace. We're heading back now with two beautiful peregrines. Look at this Welsh view. Just had to literally pull over just to show you this. Beautiful Welsh countryside. Absolutely breathtaking. And now we've got a 3-hour drive back to Northamptonshire. Get these birds back, they're all kitted up, get them back, and then manning and training will begin. But just look at this, almost difficult to leave behind for the relatively flat Northamptonshire countryside. Wow. Road beckons, come on. All the young San Martins learning their flying skills and catching their food. Quick fish and chip shop stop. Monmouth to fuel the rest of the journey home. And they're having none of it. So it's 9 o'clock, we've finally got back from our trip, and as already discussed, I haven't got time to do these birds justice at the moment. So I think people that love their falconry work really hard. We've got Kyle, my lad, he's flying the female. I'm going to train this lovely female. So my peregrines, Kevin's daughter and her brother, and Tom is going to train his first falcon. Probably be lure birds, future display birds. Breeding, it's not what they're for. Every peregrine goes back for breeding when it's a female at the moment. These are to enjoy, to fly. Who knows what the future holds, but right now there's for flying and enjoying, and hopefully in the future for other people to enjoy flying. So good luck, you two.
Tina. Damn boys.
So as many people know, the female bird of prey is generally noticeably bigger than the male, but look at the weaponry. So this is the female's feet. Dare I? Blood already. And then look at the tirsel, the male's feet. So completely different size weapons for catching different size prey. They're listening to us. And over here, the old wives. So an interesting one this week. We've been on a road trip to Wales to pick up a peregrine falcon and a peregrine tirsel, and we've had a rare weekend off. Now we're working tomorrow, which is Sunday, but just looking after the Falcon Centre and such like, because due to weddings on site at Holmby House, we're shut to the public this Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday we pretty much had the day off, and we've gone out on the road. We've gone to Worcestershire, and Jackie's family are a real sort of Worcestershire area family, the Marshalls, and we've decided to look around Spexley Park. Hope you enjoyed a little montage to follow. Lovely gardens there if you like your gardens and sort of just somewhere to mooch around for something different. And we've come to a small village near Evesham, where her family tree sort of shows a lot of her ancestors are from. Here she comes. We're hiding from the rain, and then we're going to have a look around. Let's have a look at some of those graves and just see if she can put, I was going to say names to faces, I guess stones to faces, or stones to names even. A little bit of family tree. We're going to have a mooch around now and see what we can see and look back in time. So we found one Marshall, one long lost relative maybe. I don't know what you call it in the movies. Is it prophetic fantasy? When there's a funeral or some such sad, sombre place and it's pouring of rain.
Mary, the wife of John Marshall, over 23.
Isn't it amazing? All those sort of stones were carved. Intricacy of those carvings is obviously a really quality bit of workmanship. And obviously time weathers everything, but like a real sedimentary sort of shale stone rock almost, and they're just sloughing away in layers through the weather. Awful shame. There's lots in this sort of graveyard that just stones now, just weathered stones. It's not really my thing, but it does give you that real emotional sort of tear-jerking moment, you know, where, I don't know, a lot of history passing, and it makes you really aware of how fast it flies by. People now remembered by a bit of stone stuck in the mud that were, you know, hard-working, busy people living their lives like we all are. Really just fly by, and you really have got to enjoy it. You've got to make savings, and you've got to look after your life in the future, but my goodness, you've got to live your life now. You don't know what is there tomorrow. So hard work and stress, but you've got to have fun in the meantime. First impressions, kind of feels like a weird place to have a forest school. And then again, I guess, why is it? Peaceful. Amongst people. With a giant redwood tree. Yeah, I don't know, it just seemed weird to me. But, like I say, then again, why is it? Interesting day. So a lady that knows a mutual friend of mine, if you like, has got some Herman's tortoises that are older and they breed in the garden now and again, and last year they laid eggs and she didn't know what to do. She asked a friend, he asked me, and I said bring them round, we'll chuck them in the incubator. Got a chance, haven't they? And all of the clutch were clear. This year, have a look at this. After many days of waiting, a tiny little baby Herman's tortoise, and in here you can just see another one hatching out. How lucky is she? I'm chuffed to bits for her. After last year, no results at all. This year, a little tiny baby tortoise. Absolutely mega.
Oh, I thought she was going to go then. Not as quick as yours.
Longer length, though, isn't it?
That'll do. Quick while we're ahead. So now we've tangled up in the Korean line, done a couple and just built that distance up a little bit. So we're going to give a full reward now instead of a couple of mouthfuls. And tomorrow we'll probably start at that distance and just bring it back a little bit. Sort of we're just teaching her. We're just sort of going at her pace we don't want to take things too slowly. The sooner we can get her flying free and sort of hunting the lure as such, the better. But we can't rush things because we might lose her. So we'll just take that distance back a little bit further. And when we're about 12 feet coming to the fist on the creance line, we'll start introducing the lure pad. And when she comes to the lure pad, she'll get a full reward straight away. And that will start to get her wedded to the lure. But for now, we'll just go into the fist for a dinner. Greedy pig. So things didn't go quite to plan then. Falcons, when you're starting to teach them on the creance line, hawks tend to fly a little bit lower, sort of come along the grass and build back up to the fist. Falcons always seem to take off high and go right up really high and arch back down. And she got a little bit high there and sort of found her wings and panicked. Found herself directly above me and didn't know how to get down to the glove that way. So she sort of overshot. We just had to land her gently then on the creance line. We can't just tug the line back, that could hurt her. So we just sort of feather her down so she lands nice and softly on the grass. And pick her up, give her a moment just to sort of compose herself and start again. So she did sort of spook herself for a moment. She looks all right now. She came, we persevered, and hopefully now she's learnt that if she comes to the fist, she'll get that nice juicy meal. She's looking, I'm trying to get you a little bit more. Ah. Filming. Yeah. So this is Azure, the sister to the Tearsall that Tom's flying. She has been jumping leash length to the fist for the last 2 days. So today we're going to try her on the creance line. I think she's quite keen and ready to go from the looks of things. At the minute we're just getting them to come to the fist, just for the simplicity of getting them to understand that they need to come to us for food. And then we'll start feeding them on the lure. They're very excited for food. Feeding them on the lure pad underneath their blocks where they weather for the day, before moving and calling them to the lure pad out in the field on the creance line. And just building things up gradually really, but for the moment we're calling them to the fist, short distances, so that they learn they need to come to us for food. So we're going to just build it up in a couple of steps. You've puffed yourself out now, haven't you? So we'll start almost leash length. And we're just trying to build things up nice and slowly. The neighbour's decided he's going to cut the grass.
He's probably thinking this is weird, I point a camera in my face as well.
So what you saw there, because the response wasn't instant, I stopped calling it and I stopped becoming the background noise. I actually put my glove down, so I removed that opportunity. The opportunity's gone. And then after a little while, I present it again and call her again. So that just stops me becoming background noise. She needs to come when I call her, not after. Doing a lot of naughty things, like taking food back out of the glove. And that's just because we can't call them to a tiny little tidbit their attention. So I stop calling her so I don't become that background noise, so that she learns that when I call her, it's now, not when she feels like it. That is very typical of a falcon. Looking away. She found her wings for a minute there, didn't she?
Yeah.
So today, Azur, the female peregrine, has been introduced to the lure pad for the first day. Just like calling to the fish, we popped her on the little post and I chucked the lure pad underneath her, and until then she'd never seen the lure pad before. Normally you'd introduce them to the lure pad on the block before introducing it out into the field, but I thought I'd just try it just to see how she'd get on, because she has been good up until now. She actually came to the fist just like her brother did with Tom. So then I just knelt down, showed her the reward on the lure pad, and instantly she jumped down and claimed her little prize. So we're just going to give her a good feed. So she's got half a quail today, just so she thinks, "Quah, this lure pad's really good. I get a lot of food." So we're going to let her have that half quail, pick her up to maybe a quarter or another half, and conclude for today.
So now just show him it on the. That's it. Just bring him down to it. There you go. Just hold it down for him. Yeah, just hold the front of the lure pad so he don't mantle away from you. That's it. Just got used to coming to the fist. That's all. Yeah. Just got used. Tomorrow will be a different story now. The way he's going.
Hello everyone, it's Georgia here. I just thought I'd give you an update of where I've been, and these few clips are from my new job at a forest school, which I'm absolutely loving.
Hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. Like and subscribe for more. See you soon.